First of all, let me apologize about my sound quality. I don't have my microphone with me where I currently am, but I wanted to make this video about the perception of Microsoft's tiled interface, their forced tiled interface for regular consumers versus, say, the desktop for, you know, everything else. And how they've been, I think they've been pushing it wrong and what they should do with the tiled interface instead of pushing it towards people who are using a mouse and keyboard. It's fine using it on a tablet, but on a mouse and keyboard, obviously this doesn't work right for people. Sorry, I keep messing up with that, but this doesn't work right for a lot of people. It works fine for me, but obviously that's me, and I'm not the average person that walks into a store. Now, one idea that I wanted to talk about with this tiled interface is the idea of what if Microsoft, right now, we actually, before I say that, currently I found out that Microsoft and Ford, the whole car in the OS, the car, Microsoft in the car, which was Ford Sync, they lost that deal now, so that deal has expired, and Ford is now using QNX, which is BlackBerry's platform, for they're going to use that for their next generation cars. So that's another tough deal that Microsoft just lost. And one thing that they could do to really differentiate themselves, and one really good thing that I feel as if the tiled interface works with is in the car, because if you look at this Windows 8 interface, if you look at the start screen, in fact, you see these tiles here, and I'm using a Surface right here, Surface Pro, but obviously this can work on anything. You see these tiles here, and the tiles are really friendly, user friendly, and you don't even have to, you can look away for a second and still know what you're going to press on. You don't exactly have to be staring directly at them to figure out what you're going to press. So for instance, imagine if you are driving and you're looking at the windshield. Say I'm looking up above the camera, but I'm looking at my windshield, and I need to see, I want to check my music, or I want to change my music, so I can just glance really quick and I see the headphone logo, and I can quickly tap on the headphone logo and jump into my music. Clearly they would have to revamp it a little bit more for in the car to make it a little bigger, the interface on the inside, but already the overall menu layout for maybe let's call it Windows in the car works perfectly. So being able to switch between video or music, or say you want to find other options, say Bluetooth, maybe they can have a Bluetooth tile. In fact, that's one thing I feel like they really should do, is have a Bluetooth tile for Windows 8 period. But maybe have a Bluetooth tile for people in the car that you can sync your music, sync your phone. That way you can have music from your phone. All things like that. That'd be a really good feature that they could have. Clearly you see the calendar tile right there. They could keep that along. They could keep the weather tile. Maybe take away Internet Explorer, because nobody's really going to search the web with Internet Explorer in their car. Most people have smartphones now, and probably the people who are going to put this in their car have a smartphone already, so you won't really need that. And another thing that I wanted to talk about within the car is that not only the interface works well, but for people who are familiar, say Windows Phone, maybe they could do something similar to how Apple is doing CarPlay, which is how you pretty much project your phone's screen to a car dash, not car dash, but a car's heads up, and that'll make it easy so that maybe instead of having a built-in car interface, what they could do is, in fact, if you have a Windows Phone, you could whatever way that Apple's connecting their iPhones to the car, Windows Phone could do the same thing and have a car display. So let's say if I move this sports tile out of the way, say I'm gonna put it here, and just focus directly on let's focus directly on these four tiles here. Obviously we're not gonna really care about camera, but let's say camera means like maybe your rear facing camera in your car, maybe the backup camera. That would be a cool thing to have. Say you pull out your Windows Phone. See, I have the Lumia 1020 here, and you pull it up and you go to, say, there's an option in Windows Phone that actually has driving mode. And let's say when you put on driving mode in your Windows Phone, you have an option to you have a car, if it can figure out if you have a Bluetooth enable a car that has the ability to sync your phone to your car. And when it finds out that it's a Windows phone, it automatically allows you to um, start up the OS that is like, say, some kind of special mobile OS that's similar to these tile interfaces. So that could be a cool thing that they could have. Maybe have the Windows phone be the gateway to your car, while the iPhone is a gateway to having CarPlay. And maybe, in fact, not just for Microsoft in general, but maybe every platform should have something like this, whether it's BlackBerry, Apple, or Google, or Microsoft. Just have your own type of special OS in the car. And obviously they can have the default crappy OSs that are usually in cars nowadays. And if you want a special personalized OS in the car, all you gotta do is pull out your phone, sync it to your car, and it knows that what type of phone you have, and it brings up that special kind of interface, so that you're always familiar with what's inside your car, and you can always play around and arrange things how you want it. And if someone else comes in your family that has, say, an iPhone, they can pull out their iPhone and switch it to CarPlay, and it shows the CarPlay OS screen. Or maybe Google, if Google created something, maybe Google Now in the car or something like that. They could sync their phone to their car and have some kind of Google thing in the car. So just something in general for cars that Microsoft should look forward to, or look through into doing. Maybe they're already looking at it now. Is figure out a way to incorporate these tiles here. They're already really nice for car dashes. Put it in the car, or figure out a way how Apple's doing their CarPlay, and do a similar thing, and add it to the car. And that way, whatever's on your Windows phone here, so let's say whatever's on my Windows phone here, I can push my apps into the car. Obviously it'd have to be specialty apps that are compatible with it, but push my apps into the car, and that'll be a great experience for a lot of things. It's similar to how Corning was looking at glass everywhere, screens everywhere. All you do is bring in your device, and you automatically have your experience in your car. So that's similar to how that is. In fact, I'll post that link in the description box below. And again, sorry for the quality of my speech and everything like that, and I don't have a microphone here, but I'll get back to the regular videos later on. But aside from that, this is one of my little rants, my little talks about what I hope to see Microsoft do in the future. Maybe that can be a gateway into having people buy Windows phones, or people buying Windows 8 and just accepting it finally. Maybe not, I don't know. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this, or maybe what your idea is of what you think Microsoft should innovate on in the comment box below. Peace.